Hi, today we're here with Barbie Liss, who's the anti-aging coach, and she's going to give us some tips on resilience and transition during the different phases and stages of our life. Welcome, Barbie.
Thank you. Thanks, Sandy, for having me. Yes, I talk about resilience in the spaces between. I think if I ever write a book, it's going to be called The Space Between. But what I talk about are the spaces between those life chapters where one chapter of our life is ending and the next one is about to begin. And I think that if I write that book, there's going to be a blank page between every chapter, that space where we sort of need to catch our breath, process what happened before we're able to just jump into the next chapter of our lives. And we're in a society that's very quick to say, like, keep going, brush it off, you're fine, you got this. And there's sometimes a bit of a whirlwind in our heads as one chapter of our lives is ending and we're about to step into the next chapter. So what I offer is that space between, and I give it a little process. I have a program that I do with women a few times a year, and I call it the resilience through transition, because there is a process to going from one chapter to the next. For moms, there are so many. There's just becoming a mom. There's a space between, when you were either young and single or whatever, and now you're married, now you have a kid, whatever your story is, you've gone from being just you as a person to now being the mom. That's a huge transition, and that takes a little bit of adjustment space. There's spaces from, when milestones happen, when your kids now are in school, or your kids are finishing school, or you're an empty nester, or you're whatever, maybe you've separated, divorced, remarried, like whatever your story is, there's one chapter that ends and one chapter that begins. And sometimes it's what you wanted and it's beautiful and good, and sometimes it's completely unexpected and you didn't see it coming. But either way, there's a grief process and a transition process that has to occur in order to be able to write your next chapter.
It's so true, and some people handle change much better than others.
And I think that's because we don't allow, the ones that don't handle change well are the ones that don't allow the process of that space between. We need to allow that grief process. Even if it's something that's, like becoming an empty nester is perfectly normal. We all do it. It's a milestone that's like what we would call bittersweet, right?
Yeah.
That has a grief process. Even though it's a beautiful thing, your kids are growing, they've turned into gorgeous human adults and whatever, you're thrilled, but there's a grief process because now you're becoming the mom of grown kids and you don't have all those little people home anymore.
Yeah.
And even if it's a good thing, or maybe you got divorced and you wanted to get divorced, so it's a good thing, but there's still a process of
Yeah.
letting a chapter end, that you need to sit in that space between and process and allow the time that it needs for that process, self-care and all these things that have to come in that space, and then the ability to like vision forward and see what it is you want to become next. And there's a space of, you can't just jump from one to the other, you have to have a moment.
Good for us to express emotion. Emotion kind of tells us where we are in life. And when you suppress it or hide it or don't have a good cry, that's not always healthy.
It's so true. And I mean, I've learned that so many times in my life, where I always thought that I was the strong one because I could stand up, brush it off, and keep going, until I realized in extreme moments that I needed more than that, that like I wasn't okay. And I was forced into spaces of taking care of myself. And it's okay. It's okay, because in those transition moments from one life chapter to the next, you need to take care of you. You need to take care of your needs. You're allowed, this is a big one for moms. Here's a huge permission giver right here. You're allowed to have needs.
Surprise. Yes.
You're allowed to have needs, and your needs are equally as important as anyone else's needs.
Very true.
Right? In those spaces where things are changing and you're going from one to a next, and that transition, to find your resilience in doing that, you need to honor your needs. You need to honor yourself, to understand what it is that you require, what it is you need to release, what it is you need to process through, and what it is you need in order to move forward into the next chapter. That's where your resilience lies.
And I also think it's a process that you shouldn't rush because, for some people, it could be an hour.
Yeah.
Some people, it could be a week, or it could be a few years if it's a really something really traumatic in your life that you have to get over.
And that's okay.
And
It's
that's
not
okay.
true what we're told. Like standing up and brushing it off is actually not strength. It's avoidance. I can tell you from experience, it takes so much strength to sit in it and process it. That is strength. And there's no timeline because everybody's journey looks different. So, whatever it is you require, there's no timeline on it. Do what you have to do so that you come out a more empowered version of you.
And you know what? We're women. We're built to be strong. We have inner strength,
Yes, we do.
even if you don't always know it.
We do. Women are amazing. Amazing. I used to work at a women's gym as a personal trainer, and it was all women. And I thought so many times looking around that gym, so many women, so many stories. And because I worked with them, I knew the stories, and I thought nobody else would know what that woman's going through and what that woman's been through and what that woman's, and like standing there strong and empowered and working out and no one knows, like, women are incredible. We have an amazing resource of power, and we have, if we can put aside what we've been taught on connection with women and the toxicity, like, we have an incredible bond. Women are a beautiful group of humans
We
that are
certainly are.
resources. We're resources for each other. We're support for each other. We are there for each other. It's okay to reach out because some sister is going to embrace you.
And that's why we just need to have empathy for others. We don't know the whole picture, and don't judge others. Don't judge other parents and moms because everybody's doing their best.
Everyone has a story, and everybody's entitled to their story, and everybody's entitled to whatever their journey looks like, and those spaces between chapters, and whatever it is you need on your journey. It's your journey. Nobody can tell you how to do it. It's yours. You're entitled to it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, sharing your wisdom, and please tell us where everybody can find you, and I'll put the links below.
Thank you. You can find me on Instagram. It's @_BarbieLiss, or my website is barbieliss.com, or you can find me on Facebook.
Thank you so much.